lived in a town that's named after a cigarette. Any idea what it might be?
Marlboro. Winston.
No. Okay.
Newport. American Spirit.
When you're world travelers, you'll know it's Chesterfield. Yeah, they were the best cigarettes in the world, I've heard from Neil. I don't know. He's from Ireland primarily, and where else? Belgium. Irish, Belgium. He has a dual passport. So if he messes up in America now, if he can go home to Ireland. We're praying he doesn't.
But I can only stay 90 days.
What's her name?
Kirsten.
I'll never do it wrong again. Kirsten grew up in a lot of places. She was born in Philadelphia. She moved to Milwaukee. She moved to Princeton. She finally moved to St. Louis in a town called Chesterfield. They're getting there slowly. They live off Pitkin, right?
Yep.
With 2 dogs and Kirsten's dad. I've been to their house. It's nice over there. They're travel agents, you know that as well. They met while they were in high school, and then they went their separate ways. Neil went to Florida, where he was in charge of nightclub security. Think about that a while.
It was great during spring break.
I knew he'd want to ad-lib that. And he was also a chef for a time.
Yes, I used to work for Radisson International.
And he moved to Colorado in 1999, just in time to go through Y2K, I suppose.
Yes.
You remember Y2K?
Briefly remember that thing, right?
Yeah, now let's talk about Kirsten a little more. Kirsten is a German-Scottish Viking. Is that true? It is true. She moved to Colorado in 1994. They both knew each other in high school, by the way, but they went their separate ways. But sooner or later, in 1999, they were both here. They got married in 2002. They eloped to Steamboat. For whatever reason. I guess they like to ski, I don't know. Let's see, what else do I know? They've been in business for 15 years. The business name is kind of interesting. I bet you can't even pronounce it, but Siri pronounced it for me. Anybody want to try this?
Alacrity.
That's it. Siri does it better than all of you. You know what? It's a Greek word. It's a Greek word. You know what it means? Huh?
Are you asking us, or do you?
I'm asking you. Cheerful readiness. I see this as cheerful readiness. I don't know about the cheerful. Got some of that. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? They like to do whiskey tastings.
Yes.
Honorable. They like to do gardening.
Yes.
They like to ride motorcycles, off-roading, and water sports, and they do a lot of volunteer work.
Yes.
And they practice gardening after they've done their whiskey tasting. I'm not sure. Not that mean. They're great. I've used them several times for cruises. They do more than you'd ever guess. They go the extra mile. So I offer you Neil and Kirsten, and I'm hoping Kirsten does the talking, but I don't know what it is.
All right, guys, it's time for the photo.
Not yet.
Hold on, Frank, now we got to stop it. Are we ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
Perspective is a funny thing. The more you experience, the more your view of the world changes. Travel is transformative like that. One brief experience can make an impact that lasts a lifetime. It makes us better people. Opens our eyes and our minds. Helps us think about things we normally wouldn't. Bond with people beyond the everyday. It strengthens our relationships. Fuels empathy and understanding. Deepens connections to each other, to ourselves, the world at large.
welcome everybody. And that was brought to you by our consortium called Virtuoso. Virtuoso, we are members of Virtuoso as an agency, and they are a consortia of all your higher-end hotels, cruise lines, tour providers, and everybody else in the hospitality world. They do about $5 billion worth of transactions per year in the travel world, which gives you a nice leverage of negotiation when you're dealing with hotels and everything else that you need to do. They help us out with our connections around the world, and they give us a lot of support. So we go out to meetings once a year, twice a year, out to Vegas, and meet with about 8,000 of our friends in the travel world, and have 4 days of chaos, and it's just a great time. But that's a little bit what I wanted to talk to you about, but I also wanted to let Kirsten tell you a little bit about how that works.
Well, about us, a little bit, is that we are a team of professional travel advisors, personal assistants, personal concierges, and event planners. We are dedicated to creating a leisurely luxury lifestyle of travel, celebration, education, wellness, and organized living. We're really passionate about our family, our friends, our clients, our community. We do a lot of education in our business is actually many aspects. One is our education, to be able to give you advice, to be there to answer the questions that you have, to meet our providers, our hotel managers, to have one-on-ones with them, to do Zoom meetings, to go to meetings around the world with them, to immerse in tours. Neil just got back from Colombia. He was down there for 10 days with Colombia Tourism Board. I've been to Costa Rica in the last year. We've been to Cabo in the last year. We've been down to Cancun, Belize right before, Belize in 2019. We've had offers to go to conferences in France and constantly having offers. For us to be able to take all those offers, to learn about all those places, they're called FAMs, which is familiarization tours. So we go and we travel so we can bring back the information to be able to fulfill your dreams. We're there to investigate. We're there to find out about the excursions. We're there to find out about the chefs. We're there to find out about the spas and clinics and all of those things, so we can share that with you. That's our job, is to really immerse ourselves so we can have all of you immerse in those activities and experiences. So our whole general idea of our business is really to elevate your lifestyle with a lifetime of experiences, not just a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So we want you to have a continuous stream of experiences. So with our clients, they typically come into us for one sense, or an event, or something that they want us to do. And then by building that relationship with them, we then tend to do their next trip and their next trip and their next trip. So sometimes it just might start out that they want a romantic weekend away. And then they want a week away. Then they want 2 weeks away. So as far as the educational piece on the other things is that we do college tours. We have a partner that we partner with, and her business is called Custom College Visits. So we work with families around the world. I currently have clients from South Africa and LA right now. I have clients from London and New York City. I have clients from California and Florida. So we're really immersing in that as well. We also had a client from the US go to the UK, so we're really working on the market to go, have the US go out of the country. So we really believe in education. It's a true passion of ours. So that really drives us to be able to supply that with people. Because as you're traveling, you might be wanting cultural experiences that educate you as well. We're always learning. sort of
Time to
thing.
run video number 2.
We're gonna run another one.
Video number 2, defining moment.
So we literally collaborate with you to give you exactly what you want out of your trip. We listen to you, we take notes, we figure it out, we work with our connections, the people we know in the business, so that therefore you end up with a seamless product.
We do a complete itinerary. We have a mobile app that you can type with the full itinerary on it. You can print it out. The mobile app will tell you 24 hours before your flight is to depart. Means please check in with your airline. On that app, we also include COVID information. So we have many different resources for COVID information, and one of those is a website that we use that we connect that into the app. But we verify. So a lot of people are asking about traveling during COVID and post-COVID and mid-post-COVID. We don't know where we are at this point. I don't know either. But it's important to know. It's important to know that you have your documents. It's important to know that if you are vaccinated or if you're not vaccinated, the rules that are established for every country, entering, exiting, re-entering. The United States does have a policy right now that you must test, vaccinated or not, to come back into the United States. That must be done 1 day prior to return, not 24 hours, just one calendar day. That could change any moment. Last Friday, a couple more countries opened up for international travelers. There are quite a few countries, Japan is one, they're locked down. The only way to get in there is if you get a student visa or if you are working for the government in a sense. So we are here to navigate that for you. We're here to say, okay, you booked the trip maybe 3 months ago, but now it's changing and it's constantly changing. So we're definitely a resource for that. We also monitor flights. I'm actually on hold right now with JetBlue for a client. On hold for 127 minutes is what they told me. So we're there to provide those services for our clients and to walk them through that, to take the time to be on hold with the cruise line for 5 hours yesterday, to take the time to make sure and talk to your hotel managers before you show up about what your amenities are, that they're expecting you, that you're our VIP client, that we expect all of the wonderful things that they should already be doing are happening. A lot of the times with the relationships that we do have, being a part of the Virtuoso is suppliers, partners, tourism boards, and service providers, other types of services like luggage service and that, and ourselves. So for them to be a part of the consortium, they are obligated to do something for our clients as well. But we're not just with Virtuoso. We're preferred providers with Marriott. We're preferred providers with Fairmont. We're preferred provider, well, Accor, which owns Fairmont. We're preferred providers with Hyatt. We have about 10 to 15 contracts independently with our agency and our hosting agency, which is the Travel Society out of Denver, that goes and gets these contracts so we can provide them to our clients. And we'll be talking about the Elizabeth Hotel later, who's part of our preferred program. So we want to offer those things to you. That's important for us. A little bit about us. We are very involved in the community. We are members of Realities for Children. We have been a member for over 12 years with them, so we're passionate about their programs. We work with Pact for a Purpose. Pact for a Purpose is there's hotels around the world that will collect items for schools that you would just leave a little room in your suitcase that you can bring school supplies or anything for those kids, and leave them at the hotel when you get there. So there's a little bit more room to go shopping and buy things in their community. We're also with a few other international travel communities that are really about sustainability. And that is sustainability is probably the number one attribute that people are desiring right now. They're looking for sustainable travel, eco-friendly businesses to work with and to go see. Another top request has been celebrations. A lot of people put their celebrations on hold. So now they're looking to go, oh, we didn't have a birthday celebration, let's all go. And so it's a lot more family groups or couples in the celebration category. But we're also having nomad travelers, where solo people are going out because they've been so isolated anyway. They're just like, wow, there's a big world out there. There have been more people in the national parks of the United States than any time in the world in the last year. So a lot of places to see, a lot of places to go have, your desired trip and to fulfill your dreams.
I think we can roll video number 3.
Keep dreaming?
Yeah. No, we see.
Wake up. Wake up now.
not, so let's go. Now, how many people in this room travel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody.
And I did mention this earlier, did you know that travel is one of the few things you can invest in that actually makes you richer? Right up here.
And
So,
real estate.
how many people want to invest in travel? I know you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how many people in this room are gonna take a travel trip this year?
Yeah.
How many people have something planned for early next year?
Yeah.
How many people are going to travel at least once every year?
Every year.
How many people are gonna take more than 4 trips in 1 year?
That's the goal.
I need to come talk. So, the more you travel, the more knowledge you get, and the richer you get in experiences. And we can help with that. And that's basically what that video is explaining. We like to collaborate with you, we like to personalize with you, we like to sit down with you, and we like to ask you like 1,000 questions. It gets a little annoying sometimes, but it's very important with the little things like where do you sit on a plane? What kind of room do you like at the hotel? Do you like a south-facing room, a north-facing room? Do you like a view? Do you not like a view? These things are important. It also depends on working with the hotel to find out what best hotel room there is for you. Do you want to sit next to the elevator because you don't like to walk very far? But do you like the noise of the elevator? These things are important. These are the things we work out with you.
So we do everything from villas, hotels, homes. We go from, you know, private jets to domestic air, all the way to, puddle jumpers, around the islands. We can do whatever fits your dreams, your budget, your lifestyle, and, we can make that happen. Few people in here we're booking trips for, and, so we're excited about that. Doing some really unique and fun things, and so we love to do that. We're really, really passionate about what we do, who we are. So, we thank you.
Before I turn it over for questions, I want to make a request from you. I want you to tell Kirsten she needs to go to Alaska. Tell her.
You need to go to Alaska.
Why?
She's never been to
I have been
Alaska.
to every state in the United States
Except
except
for,
for
Oh, come
Alaska.
on.
So say it together 3 times. Alaska.
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 Well, so my partners at Custom College visit, and the two of us, so the two of them, the two of us, will be going to Alaska. We are booking your cruise.
Yeah.
Look at the power of this audience.
We're also gonna spend a lot of time on land as well.
So now we have this marvelous time when we give you about 8 minutes to ask questions. Let's not get too many hands up at once.
In that second video, there was 2 shots of spaceships.
Yes.
What's that gonna run us now?
You know, the price has gone up, but the last quote I got at the very beginning, and it was like kind of a false quote, but I can give you kind of a rough quote. At the very beginning, when they were doing that, it was around $250,000 per person.
How much are we now?
Now it's a little bit more. And there's a wait
Gas
list.
prices. Gas prices.
So get your cryptocurrency ready, folks. Next question.
This is more of a commentary. I teach private lessons at a high-end resort. The folks who work with the travel agents and the concierge had dinner reservations for their spring break. The ones who did not had no dinner reservations, had to fight to get rental skis, had no power within that community because it was sold out. Right, so it was sold out. So if you want to go to a high-end resort, plan ahead and talk to these guys.
Back row.
Okay, 2 quick things. Testimonial, so you saw my name come across 2 days ago for an excursion. So, leaving on a cruise on Saturday that I did not book, one of my friends did, and these guys were great. I worked with Neil because I, in networking meetings with them, and they really do ask a ton of questions, and she and I like to do very different things. And so trying to find that happy medium, and even though we didn't go through you guys to begin with, we were still able to do an excursion. They still have return to ship guarantees, a little bit cheaper than actually what the ship was gonna do. And then you're not with 200 of your closest, we're on a personal tour in Belize so it was well worth it. So thank you guys for that. And then my question is, for any of the other nonprofits in the room or anybody else who might do fundraising, you know, at auctions and things like that, sometimes you see that like a trip is up for it. Now, sometimes that's somebody's Airbnb, but sometimes we have went through a consignment before that says, hey, you know, pay us a certain amount if it sells, but otherwise not. And I've always went with online before, but I'd love to give you guys a cut. Is that something that you guys do as well, or have
Yes,
connections with?
yes, yeah, we can work with that. A lot of times what we can do too is, depending on where it is, like, again, we have a very good relationship with the Elizabeth Hotel, but a lot of times we can work with hotels and sometimes get those whole thing donated for you to where it can be on an auction situation, stuff like that. So we can definitely help you out with that.
We're doing quite a few group trips right now with nonprofits to raise funds for them.
Hold their hands high. Carl?
So, with the COVID rules changing like every week around the world in
Every
different
hour.
countries,
Literally every hour.
how painful does that end up being for us as the customers? Is it like the hotels and cruise lines and airlines willing to work with you and adjust and give you, you know, reschedules and all of that?
Yes, everybody, like, we went through like the whole pandemic situation with rescheduling and all that, and the one thing that the pandemic did do was make those policies easier. So it's a lot easier now to, you know, when you're traveling these days, you wanna make sure you're booking stuff that's 100% cancelable. And most of them are now, still, but a lot of times now they are going back, so you have to double check and do your due diligence.
They're starting to shift, so airlines all went to changeable, refundable. Well, I will tell you right now,
They're bringing that
they
stuff
are
back.
dropping the whole refundable thing, or it's just a higher price. It's not an automatic. But a lot of them are sticking with the changeable. That is something that we talk to our clients about every single trip. And we highly, highly recommend travel insurance, which we do so.
Craig?
Yes.
Yes, smile, Craig.
Kirsten and Neil have been a part of the Red Carpet Committee for years and years. They were part of Realities for Children for years and have participated and helped this community. If you're new to this committee, they are kind, knowledgeable, friendly, and they will help you with whatever you need. That is what I've found over the years. I'm so happy you're Business of the Month. And I do have a quick question. You had mentioned that you test every place, not every place, but many other places. You go out and check out, and it sounds possibly like it could be a terrible burden. If you need anybody, just take a bullet for you. Come back with images. I'll go to
Okay, I will tell you what a fan is like. You literally go to 8 hotels in one day.
So
I mean, I will take one of those off the plane.
Their last name is Dan Kind, and part of that is their kind,
Actually, you
and that's what he
pronounced
just
that
said.
Yeah.
So I guess like my question kind of stems in from like airline points and miles.
Right.
Do you guys like work with those as
We
well?
do.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we do work with mileage points. I mean, a lot of people have, we have business travelers that have a ton of them stacked up, and they use them for flights and stuff like that. Go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question. My wife went to France last year, and when she came back, you have the 24-hour window to get your COVID test. Do you help with that? Because one of
Yes.
the things that happened to her was
Yes.
she wasn't sure until she was actually at the airport if she was gonna get the results back in time.
Right. And we have found a way to work on that. There is a company, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a company that you can actually do.
emeds.com. You can
They're,
order a
you bring them
kit.
with you. Therefore, you're not locked into any time or anything, and you can do it right in your hotel room, and it works to go right through security.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So we will work with our clients to find out if your hotel or resort is doing COVID tests, because a lot of them are, especially within the Caribbean, Mexico, Belize, area, and Costa Rica. The hotels are mostly getting COVID tests, but if you order kits from eMeds, it's two tests per person, so we ordered 3 tests, so we have 6 tests, but it's for 3 people. And those, you just get on the screen and do it, they're $150, I think, for the 3 kits I bought, emeds.com. But we always give advice where to go, how to do it, so you don't have to spend the money if you don't want to.
We have time for one more question from Kim. You can come back in here afterwards, and we can do some other stuff with these folks. I want you to know their name is not Dankind, it's Danikin. But I changed it because it goes with that word, which is, what does that word mean? Cheerful, responsive. Kim, your question, then we're gonna go outside and take a picture and have a drawing.
You're gonna love
Have a
it.
drawing.
We've got some drawings.
We're a free group.
First question,
Okay.
kind of a two-parter, is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, where is your guys' favorite place you've ever been?
Okay.
And then what's most popular right now? Where's everyone headed? Is it still Mexico or is that moving on?
It is the Caribbean, it is Greece, it is large cities within inside of Europe, are really some of the main places. So people either want the beach or they wanna go into city area, Paris, London.
What's your favorite
Italy.
place?
What is my favorite place? This is the answer that I always give, is the place that I have not been yet.
Where does she wanna go? We got a drawing here, I don't know how many things she's giving away, but we got a drawing.
Hold on.
So, just looking back here, we didn't realize that we were supposed to bring donuts today.
You're welcome.
So, we got donuts.
Chad's getting us.
There's Dice Donuts, they're not from Alaska, but they're good donuts. Peace, love, and happiness. Who wants to be the person that puts her hand in the bucket? There's 2 of you, you can choose.
Oh, one of us?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
this one's gonna be for a nice sustainable water bottle.
Oh, wait, 1 second. I am so rude. Andrea, get up here. This is Andrea. She is our new assistant. She's been with us 2 weeks. Fantastic. I'm like, here, just get it done. Figure out the program. So she's been great. She's been awesome, and I so appreciate her. And she has a history of owning her own company. She actually started to become a travel advisor back before COVID and with another company, and came to us when we were hiring. She's like, I really want this job. So we're actually gonna get her into some training, so she can step up to be a travel advisor in the next couple of years and help us out.
What's your last name, Andrea?
Koenig, not Koenig. Koenig.
What's your first name? There we got it.
So Andrea, go ahead, you go.
You get to pull. Just pull one. Just pull one.
All right, this is for the water bottle.
This is for the water bottle.
Drunken King, Martin.
All right.
There you go. All right, next up, this will be for the Elizabeth Hotel.
Whoa!
This is a 2-day stay, 1-night stay for 2 adults at the luxury Old Town Fort Collins Hotel in a 1-king guest room. You and your guests will enjoy the access to the unique music-themed amenities like an instrument lending library, an in-room record player, and panoramic views at the rooftop jazz lounge. And because we are preferred partners, we'll include amenities of a wine and artisan cheese display for you, a complimentary breakfast for 2, complimentary Wi-Fi, VIP status, including early check-in, late check-out, based on availability, and a priority for complimentary room upgrade based on availability. So,
I want an ooh before I got it. I want another ooh.
so never ever book a hotel without going through us.
Right in your own town.
Oh, wow. Karthik Paluja.
Very stay.
Thank you.
All right.
Have another? Holy smoke, guys, three!
This is for the lucky winner of a personal vacation consultation and customized itinerary for up to 10 days, 3 destinations of your choice for 2 adults.
Wow! Oh!
By the way, we charge planning fees. That has a value of $300.
Wow! Wow! I'm the audience all the time.
Wave there.
Sean and Carrie.
Ooh, all right.
Where are you?
There he is.
And there's more. I know. Well, this is actually compliments of Chad.
Yeah.
Now, the next drawing is for a dozen of. I have a dozen donuts.
That's a little wider on the wall.
Oh, that's Lori, or Martin.
Martin and Lori Scott.
There you go. They're small, you'll handle it.
Carl!
All right, last one.
Last one, hold your breath.
Hey, that's Matt.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Guy Morgan.
Hey!
Well, now we all have to migrate outside in a few minutes.
Thank you, everyone.